Pick up your stake, meaning your cross, and let's go. Earth, Gaia. I wanted to draw out some stuff that's rising to help individuals that are feeling as if their world may be feeling like it's meaningless. It's starting to feel like it's losing substance. You're starting to feel like you have no purpose. This message is for you. For the individuals that are going through the shift in consciousness, leaving from the inauthentic world into the true earth, the true world. So we have, I'm gonna start off by saying, this right here is representing Gaia, Earth, and how she is ascending from the 3D realm to the 5D realm, okay? And what that really means is, it's like a snake. Whenever a snake goes through its shedding phase, it leaves behind its skin. And you can still see the, the scales and stuff on the snake, but the snake is no longer there. And it's kind of like that with Mother Nature. Now, as Gaia, as Earth go through this transition, due to the sun helping it push, the sun is sending solar flares, which is heating up the Earth's core, as well as putting like a ring around the Earth to help it give birth to its new being. Okay? Now, as this happened, it's happening within us as well, because what happens outside of you happens in you, vice versa. When you really accept that I am, then you will start to realize by looking through real eyes that the I am responds to the I am. Meaning, everything that you are doing within inside your body, your heart, your mind, is being orchestrated in every single second outside of you. That's why when you start to grow, things around you starts to fall away, meaning people, places, and things, right? So, a lot of people may be still on the old earth, because right now, you got some people that can say they're in 5D, where they're not moving in fear. Things are kind of like, they just loving life, the simplicity of it, seeing the beauty in the simple things. Kind of like the Mandela effect, right? Like for me, I can go outside and I can sit down, and then nature starts showing me and teaching me things from within, but as well as without. I can see something as simple as say a squirrel, and then it just starts showing me certain things. I can see something as simple as a set of numbers, or hear a sound go off based on something that I'm thinking, right? And I start to see with my ears, although I'm hearing with my eyes. If you are here, you are here. You will understand what I'm saying. It's like the smallest thing you start to go in depth with based on perceiving it, giving your attention to it. It's like it comes alive. And I would say if you're there, you're stepping more into the true earth, right? 5D, who you truly are, right? Which is the I am presence, okay? I want to say, if you are still in the old world, what'll happen is, as it shades, it's not like it's gonna go from 3D to 5. It's layers to it, not dimensions, but it's layers to her getting to the new earth, her true self. Just like it's layers to you getting to your true self due to having to walk through life and recognize what things are you that you see in life, and vice versa, seeing the things that are not you and leaving those things alone, meaning people, places, and things. It has nothing to do with your relatives, because a lot of times the relatives will be the ones that's holding you back into the old earth, right? That's why you gotta be willing to really follow your heart and not your mind, because see, over here, the mind is where the cross is at, if y'all can see. That's where you have been hung, crucified based on programming. So the mind is not your friend. The mind puts like a template over your I am essence, your soul, and based on the programming, it's all that you can perceive. So the goal is for you to override the programming by getting with yourself and learning thyself so that you know you between the programming. And once you're able to differentiate that, separate that, you can then take your cross down, meaning the other half of your heart, and you can bring it down and become back whole. Meaning wholehearted, right? Which biblical speaks, when you do this, you get eternal life, right? Now, the heart, you on the cross is the am, really, okay? It's the am. You down here is the I, okay? The goal is to bring them both together as one, but come back whole, okay? So, program is what got you lost in the sauce, in other words. And see, as Mother Nature, she's basically been on the same cross, but Mother Nature is saying, you know what? I can no longer take this backwards thinking. I can no longer take this living backwards because it's hurting me more than helping me. So kids, guess what? Y'all about to get ready. Y'all out of school. Y'all can either stay here or y'all can move with me. But I'm about to move to this other state, country, whatever. And either y'all can come or y'all can stay. So we have a choice to make. We can stay in authenticity. We can move to authenticity, which is truly who you are, or we can stay in falsehood. Continue to wear the mask. Continue to be who they say you are, instead of you being who you know you are, okay? So we're no longer going with the mind. We're moving back to the heart, because the heart is the home, okay? So we're going home, y'all. All right? And for the biblical scholars, right, the ones that religious, understand that the Jesus story was all symbolic to you. It's about you. The Virgin Mary, I've given birth to my higher self, right? I've been through my awakening. I had to go through my rites of passage by letting things go, letting people go, letting situations and certain mindsets go. So through the crucifixion, I've basically died in the mind and I was resurrected through the heart, okay? So once I started to basically water the heart, that seed that I gave birth to as of being the Virgin Mary, right? I gave birth to universal force, cosmic intelligence. And this is something that you have to water every day, because the world and the programming, it comes through people, places, and things. So as we are in the world, yet not of the world, we have to stay watering ourselves and not just eating the bread alone, meaning the matter, what we are receiving, right? And see, when you water yourself, it's like you take your time with yourself. You start to not talk as much, because you start to notice the sword, meaning your tongue, can take you back to the old world as well as propel you into the new world. So a lot of times when you start to get to where I'm at, you start to be quiet and you perceive everything, because you start to notice it's a certain language being given to you based on you just paying attention, right? Shout out to Whoopi Goldberg on Sister Act. She said, if you want to be somebody and you want to go somewhere, you better wake up and pay attention. And as I started to do that, I started to notice I didn't have to watch spiritual gurus. I didn't have to watch certain things no more, because my story in the present moment started to give me all the nutrients or all the water that I needed, right? And now I'm at a point in my growth where I can now share with others, because see, everybody around you is a mirror that's reflecting to you, or that the universe used to help you alchemize thyself back into oneness. See, I want to see if it can give me the words to explain this. You got two individuals. You got people that come in your life to show you a way to go that can distract you back into your old self. And you got individuals that come into your life that can catapult you into your new. But more than anything, the work, the milk and honey being mixed, the impregnation of the version, it's all chemically happening in your mental plane. Okay? Your 12 disciples have to get together, meaning the 12 portions of your brain have to be well in alignment, right? And when these things happen, the body go through changes, just everything starts to change. But see, the goal, let me tell you my body was basically, I can say, my greatest teacher. Learning how to love myself taught me how to love you. Learning how to be patient with myself, something as simple as every time I go to the restroom, wash your hands. You know, something as simple as, all right, it's time to get off. When everybody else is rushing out, you take your time. Because all you got is the present moment, right? Learn how to not have nothing in your reality get you upset. Because your reality is only teaching you how to come back to yourself. But if you get all tangled up into the mumbo jumbo and the distractions, you'll be lost in the sauce. You would think that reality is real, right? When it's not. It's a figment of the imagination. That's why I say the mind is not your friend. I meant to put that, yeah. Put an arrow pointing down. That's the mind. The mind is not your friend. Because the mind is a receiver. It picks up on what's around it. Until you can override that system and know that there's nothing to fear, and to believe wholeheartedly in who you are. Not allow your reality to be formed into other people's reality because you're focusing on them. The goal is for you to focus only on thyself, right? Until thyself give instructions on more of what you need to do. But you got to understand, when you're coming into this, you're like an infant. There's not much you can do but pay attention. Be fed, right? So long story short, Mother Earth is going from 3D to 5D. She's shedding. Now, as she sheds, some people are not going to be wanting to let go of people, places, and things. But these old phases of Gaia, Mother Earth, are going to start to lose resources. It's going to start to seem as if you're there, you're going to start to feel like life is not going nowhere. It's like you start to feel empty because life is no longer going to be there. So they'll be very hollow. Nothing's in them. Life is going up, right? So for the ones that are not willing to change or be who they truly are, stand up for what they know is right in their hearts, will be here. And the goal is for the light workers that are on the earth right now, shining light, sharing insight, meaning they're sharing messages to help awaken other souls that are not quite woke yet or aware yet. So the light from the new earth, meaning the light from the awakened beings, because as above, so below, as within, so without. As we shine our light, the goal is for it to start to get the attention of the ones that are being left behind. And then they will use these phases of the shift like lily pads. So they'll start to, this one over here might say, oh man, I'm starting to understand what it's saying. Like all of a sudden it went from me not understanding it to now, man, I really get it. Like, man, I need more information. And then they start to move on that. They start to move on their intuition. They start to move on that nudge. So then they'll jump into the new earth. And that's how it goes. Now, at a certain period of time, these phases of the shift they will go separate ways. Kind of like on the movie Fast Five, the Fast and the Furious movies, when the guy Paul passed away, and this shows you at the end of the movie where the roads split like that. It'll be like that as well when it comes down to the old world and the new world. Falsehood and truth, right? It's now time, family, long story short, for you to know that I represents your individuality, your essence of the divine, and Am represents the collective consciousness. We are one body, family. And I want you to understand that you have to praise no guru. You don't have to praise no Jesus, no none of that. You are source energy. You are the I am essence, okay? The same thing that the story, the myths talk about when it came down to individuals that did ascend into their higher nature, was able to let go of the world, the materialism, the lies, the lust, the greed, the lack of being able to control their emotions, meaning animalistic qualities. They rise from the animal back into the God or goddess, right? Source energy, all right? And once these things happen, you be given what you are here to do. It's almost like if right now we need more people, you know, co-creating or creating purified water. If they don't step into who they are and they hold on to falsehood, they would never know that that's their purpose. So they won't even be even stepping into it or making the moves to really get those type of things into their life to be able to give to the world, right? We are all one body that fell in consciousness to learn for source energy to learn individually, because it's all about information to make the world a better place. Earth was a school for ascendant masters to remember, because Earth is going to be the template that teaches other universes how to ascend. You are going from the student to the teacher, okay? Guy is going from being taught to leading. And it's calling all forth to embodied soul. Get back your other half. You are the feminine and the masculine. That is the mother and the father, representing the sun and the moon. You are in the middle of that. You are the Trinity when you bring it all back together again. Okay? So you need to praise nothing outside yourself. I am that I am. And so are you. But y'all know me. I never go with the flow. I'm here to create the flow. And guide others on doing the same. You know, there's no force with this. If you got this message, then apparently you're ready. I didn't go more into depth on breaking a lot of this down. This is kind of like the fast version, you know. So for somebody that really don't know that we're going through what you call an ancient hermetic revival, where we're all coming back into oneness, light, right? You may not get what I'm saying, and if you don't, definitely Go to my website, book a session at www.createtheflownp, meaning nonprofit.com. And we can talk one-on-one. But other than that, family, no more separation.